Hello and welcome to a brand new edition of Tech Toys with your resident dorky geeks, Suresh and Venkat. And for a change, this week on the show, it's a beauty and two geeks.
Truly, the economy has revived us.
Yes.
Right? For a long time, we've been asking the management at TV18 to give us better-looking anchors. And finally, we have better-looking anchors, right? One anchor is going to be going shortly, and our brand new co-anchor, Natasha Hemrajani. Natasha, welcome to Tech Toys.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Those of you who don't know who Natasha Hemrajani is, log on to natashahemrajani.com. She's an ace photographer, one of India's rising stars. And Natasha, first question. We're in the Gallery BMB. This is one of South Mumbai's prestigious art galleries, and we're shooting this show on photography in the gallery for a reason. All the technology in the world, the fanciest studios in the world, the fanciest apps in the world can't make you a good photographer. True?
Right.
The thing that you need is an artistic eye. How did you go about developing your artistic eye?
I'd say a lot of it is accumulated visual knowledge as well. You've got to look at a lot of work. You have to have, of course, you have to have an inherent sense of what you are shooting. You have to have an eye of your own to speak. But more than the eye, I think it's important to develop the voice. Your pictures need to say something that's primarily just you.
You need a good eye to see visuals, and you need a good visual voice.
Yeah.
My God.
You need to know what your photographer is saying.
That's a lot of deep philosophy for a tech show, Suresh.
It is.
You want to break it down?
No, I don't. Right. Okay, moving on completely to an unrelated subject like we normally do on Tech
We
Toys.
normally do that, yes.
Right? The mobile phone has become the new default camera for many
It's
people.
brilliant. Look around us. It's absolutely amazing. Photography, as we've come to know, it is completely changing. On Flickr.com, which is one of the world's largest photo sharing websites, the number one camera with the most number of uploads is the Apple iPhone.
So Natasha, iPhoneography or iPhotography has now become a valid school of photography, you think?
iPhonography has become a community and also an extremely valid form of photography. Yeah.
You as a professional photographer, do you ever shoot on an iPhone?
I shoot on the iPhone all the time. In fact, I've become a sort of I don't know if I should say this, but an iPhone evangelist and a lazy camera photographer. It's much easier carrying your iPhone when you want to go into a situation where you don't know if the camera is allowed or if you don't know whether people will get too conscious with the camera. So it's really easy to shoot on the iPhone when you go into like delicate situations.
So lots of people know how to use a phone, know how to use a camera, but don't know how to take a photograph.
Yeah.
So give us Natasha's rules for iPhoneography. What are the top 3 rules of thumb to
The thing about using a phone camera is really experimenting with the millions of apps out there that let you take all kinds of interesting shots.
I notice most iPhones, most phone cameras don't have an optical zoom.
Right.
Does that mean that the phone is largely a close-up camera that it can't do wide shots and you can't go...
It does have its limitations. You can't really go too wide with it, but that's the point of taking an iPhone along is so that you can get a lot closer to your subject. If you really want to shoot from that far away, you could take a more traditional... Yeah,
right, so if you're a bit of a Centiquar, which is really people like to get too close to other people, iPhoneography is the rule for you. So remember, Natasha's rules of thumb. Master the apps. Get into iPhone apps, get into phone apps, master the apps. We'll tell you more about apps later.
Yeah.
And understand that this camera is for intimate close-up photographs, not for wide, spanning, panoramic Machu Picchu kind of photographs.
Machu Picchu. Right, with all that gyan on iPhoneography and mobile phone photography, let's arm you with some of the latest and the best mobile phone cameras that there are in the market.
Now we all know that high megapixel cameras don't always produce great image quality, and boy have we been disappointed in the past. With the Samsung Galaxy S2 though, what you read on paper is what you get. With an 8 megapixel auto, touch focus camera, an LED flash and tons of scene modes, geotagging, face, smile and blink detection, the S2 offers a wide range of digicam-like features. The Galaxy S2 takes great photos. The images are sharp and clear and the color reproduction as well is quite vivid. The Android camera software comes with a plethora of lighting and white balance options and even features a self-timer and an option to choose between front and rear-facing cameras. The front-facing camera in this case we have to say produces good quality non-grainy images. Perfect for the self-obsessed. On the video front as well, the Galaxy S2 produces sharp and clear videos courtesy the 1080p resolution at 30 frames per second. Once you click your picture or shoot your video, you can either edit the image using the picture editor on the phone or you can upload it to PickupTube in one single click. With 32GB storage space at your disposal and a 4.3-inch Super AMOLED screen, you can click away and show off all at the same time. For a price tag of 32,890 rupees for the 16GB version, would we recommend you buy this phone? The answer is a loud yes. This phone has the looks, features and performance. Undoubtedly the best Android phone in the market today. Curved, thin and stunning, the Xperia Arc is by far the most gorgeous phone in the market today. With a 4.2-inch capacitive touchscreen, scratch-resistant surface and a 1 GHz processor, the Arc is pure beauty with brains. Like the Galaxy S2, the Arc comes with an 8-megapixel camera with LED flash that takes detailed and lovely shots. The camera interface as well is pretty neat and futuristic. One side of the slide-out menu shows you the white balance, image stabilizer, resolution, scene modes and geotagging options, and on the other, the pictures captured. Image capture is quicker than most cameras in the same league and allows you to quickly capture consecutive images. In the video department, however, the 720-pixel video resolution failed to impress us. While you can shoot videos in 4 different resolutions, the video quality has lack of detail and is a bit jittery. While the quality does look decent on the phone screen, connected to your TV via the HDMI out and you won't be that happy. That said, thanks to the processing power and Gingerbread's overall smooth functionality, the Arc manages to do well as functionality goes. If you love big screens and watching movies or just clicking pictures and lots of them, the Arc at 28,000 rupees is totally worth it. The Arc is pure art. The new kid on the block, the LG Optimus Black, exudes poise and sex appeal. The 4-inch screen keeps colors true and legibility is quite high even under direct sunlight. The super slim phone is equipped with a very good 5-megapixel autofocus camera that has an LED flash images. With handy features and settings that include face detection, manual focus, plenty of relevant scene modes, ISO levels up to 800 and plenty of shooting modes that include omnidirectional panorama, the Black won't leave you disappointed. The pictures are detailed and the image quality very good. With a bit of basic contrasting, the images look fantastic. Video capture, however, is strictly satisfactory. Though the 720p resolution videos look good on the phone, on the computer they look weirdly stretched. For a rather affordable price tag of 20,000 rupees, you get a 4-inch screen, Gorilla Glass display, 32GB expandable memory and a 1 GHz Cortex A9 processor. If you're a style-conscious budding photographer and you want the thinnest, lightest cell phone that also takes good pictures, the LG Optimus Black is tailor-made for you.
Right, so Suresh, now that you have a legitimate smartphone with 8 megapixels at your disposal,
way smarter than me.
Compared to the VJ camera you had on your Sony Ericsson phone, do you finally take pictures with your cell phone?
You know, I really want to hire a professional photographer to take my camera pictures. Do you think that's a market, Natasha?
To take pictures with your phone?
Yeah, so I need a professional phone photographer. You'll do it?
Of course.
And it pays really badly, but the perks are fantastic. Which is, you can say that I take pictures for Suresh. That's like, that opens major doors.
On that disastrous note, let's take a break here on Tech Toys. On the other side of the break, we'll take a look at some of the best mirrorless cameras in the market.
Welcome back. You're watching the photography special of Tech Toys with Ankit and me, and our special guest is photographer Natasha Hemrajani. Like I said earlier, if you want to know more about her work, log on to natashahemrajani.com. Natasha, there's been a tussle in the world of cameras. The old school photographers who believe that old lens cameras with the pentaprism and film, that's the best way, that's the only way to do photography. New age people like Ankit, technology is the answer, that it doesn't matter whether you use film or use a pentaprism or there's a mirror, that technology will make you a better photographer. Which school do you belong to?
I think being a child of the digital era, I'm very firmly on this side of the fence. Okay. I think film has had its day, it served its purpose. It is a grand old school way of shooting.
Okay.
But I really prefer digital, and I love experimenting with newer and more interesting
You shoot with film as well today?
Not anymore. I used to shoot film a lot, but I've kind of given it up because it just takes way too much time.
Exactly.
And a lot. Usually, the whole problem with photography these days is your clients want your pictures even before you've shot them. And
even before you shot them.
Yeah, they're standing at your shoulder.
I literally want it yesterday. I'm going to commission you tomorrow, but I want the photos yesterday.
So it's a lot easier shooting on digital. And it's
right.
a lot
So for anybody getting into photography today, you'd advise dive straight into the digital medium.
I would say dive and just start swimming.
Okay, a lot of old school photographers will blame people like Ankit saying that they have no understanding of exposure, of stops, because the camera is now a computer. It does everything for you. Does that take away something from a photographer's very existence or very artistic ability?
I don't think so at all. I think the great thing is when you don't have to really worry about exposure, you're there in the moment and you're ready to take your shot. So it really depends on what you're doing with your photograph. If you want to tweak the light, you need to know these.
The camera is just a tool to take a picture. Yeah? Your camera can't become the be-all and the end-all. The image is important, not your tool.
Really, you don't say.
Don't you do? Come on.
Right, so Ankit, speaking of which, brand new cameras. So earlier cameras used to let light in through the lens.
Yes.
There was what's called a pentaprism, which was a 5-sided prism. It rotated the light and then put it onto a sensor.
And to cut a long story short, it used to make for a really ginormous form factor, resulting in slip discs and spondylitis and God knows what else.
So brand new cameras do away with the mirror and the prism. You can shrink the camera into pocket size with interchangeable lenses, which photographers are very excited about.
Mirrorless
interchangeable lenses, no mirrors. And let's see if those cameras, which are mirrorless, and the technical term is micro four thirds, not a size of a mini skirt, it's the size of a camera. Take a look.
The agility of an SLR and the compactness of, well, a compact camera. Micro Four Thirds, or essentially mirrorless cameras with interchangeable lenses, are all the rage these days. Now the technology is pretty new, about 3 years old, which makes them expensive at this juncture. So before you make a spend, here are two very interesting cameras.
Looking to upgrade from your compact? Well, cameras like the Sony NEX5 are what you should be looking at. The NEX5 is the smallest camera around that has the ability to change lenses. This tries to bring about SLR quality images in a tiny package. The camera features a 14.2 megapixel sensor and a 7.5 centimeter monitor. Also, a full HD 1080p recording capability. Like compact cameras, the NEX5 is tiny, light and has very few buttons on the surface, making it very easy to use. With fast, accurate autofocus while shooting videos, it makes for a perfect companion if you want to just whip out your camera, point and shoot. While shooting videos takes just one click, shooting still images on this camera can get pretty frustrating. The auto mode on the NEX5 is pretty bad as it tends to overexpose the image. What's worse, the included lens isn't all that great and there aren't that many options available in the market. For a price tag of 35,000 rupees, we say you can give this one a miss. On the other hand, the Olympus Pen EP 0.3 megapixel camera also capable of shooting videos at 1080p. The EP3 boasts of the world's highest autofocus speed and has 35 focus selection areas. This mirrorless Micro Four Thirds camera is well thought out in design and gives an unmistakable retro feel, and the performance while shooting in daylight is nothing short of turbo. The Live View LCD along with the touch focus makes it great to compose shots. The EP3 lives up to the lineage of this line of cameras from Olympus. However, the performance of the camera in low light leaves a bit to be desired. Is that EP3 delivers HD SLR performance, and at 40,000 rupees for the camera and lens kit and 47,000 rupees for the dual kit lens, this is a camera you should look at buying.
Now the problem with cameras like these is that it makes everybody a professional. Now this not just annoys the pros, but it also annoys everybody who's ever subjected to every picture you've ever taken from every manual setting possible, from every angle and every light condition. You get the drift. So please use these cameras with some consideration to people around you. It's a good idea.
So what's interesting, Suresh, Natasha, is Olympus Pen EP3. Absolutely amazing camera. But the ad campaign is a little dodgy. I don't know who they're talking to. They have this whole theme going, get a real camera, where they are equating using a cell phone.
It says if your camera can send an SMS, it's not a real camera.
Like, dude, wake up! It's 2011, Olympus. Who are you talking to?
I feel even actual cameras, Olympus cameras should be capable of sending SMS. All cameras should be capable of sending SMS, not just phones, frankly.
Seriously, Olympus, awesome camera, but not so awesome campaign.
So our counter campaign to Olympus is that if your camera can't send an SMS, talk to Olympus management. Right, on that note, it's time for a quick break. So Ankit, when I was in school, every report card would say, great intelligence but poor application. Right? After the break, we're going to fix that problem. The best applications that will turn you into a photographer. You'll never have to face those report cards again.
Poor Suresh has had a scarred child.
It has.
Welcome back to Tech Toys. This is a photography special. I'm Natasha Hemrajani, a photographer, and Ankit's going to take it from here.
Well done! You practically put me out of job, Natasha.
Thank God, finally somebody can put Ankit out of a job.
Dream come
true. It's been fun, Ankit, so far, but Next week onwards.
Okay, whatever.
Farewell.
So we spoke about mobile phone photography and how it is completely changing the rules of photography in today's day and age. But like Natasha mentioned, it's not your hardware, it's the software, it's the applications that you use with your mobile phone camera.
Now, people who use applications like Instagram or Hipstamatic on iPhone,
Right.
everybody's photographs started looking fantastic.
I know, I hate that.
Right? Right. So my question to you, Natasha, is if the technology can make anybody's photograph look good, how do you distinguish a bad photographer from a professional photographer?
Well, I think that the question is not really how good does it make your photograph look,
Okay.
but how good your photograph is.
Is.
So it's really the content. You can make,
Okay.
you can make a coffee cup look good if you shoot it with a really nice app on iPhone. But
Okay.
if you take a really sensitive portrait of someone, there's a little more connection in the photograph. So it really depends on how you use the apps.
Is there anything you would like to see in an app that doesn't exist? Something that you would say, I'd love an app for this. As a
Actually,
professional."
recently what's come out is they've come up with a series of fixed lenses for the iPhone called the Oli Clip, which lets you shoot in a wide or in a macro
Like
or
actual
even
lenses,
actual lenses.
hardware.
You can
actual
attach it to
hardware
the back of
lenses.
your iPhone.
And you can buy it for about $50 online. So that's something that I really want to try with the apps on the
So you
phone.
get an optical lens attached to an iPhone. Right? That sounds pretty
And that's
exciting.
really interesting because then that takes away the whole limitation of shooting from, how far you are from the subject or how close.
Breaking news.
Right? Till such time that
Today's breaking news. Justin Bieber is on Instagram finally.
he is.
Justin Bieber is on Instagram.
Justin Bieber?
It is ID Bieber Bear.
Really?
I don't know what.
Really? I feel all news channels should stop talking about more important things and talk about this.
Bieber is on
Justin
Instagram.
Bieber.
It doesn't get bigger than
The
this.
most important tech toys ever in the world.
The Bearbus news
right,
ever.
Let's take a look at the
Bieber.
latest and the must-have apps on Android and iOS. If you're not using a phone that is on these platforms, we're not talking to you.
Really?
Sorry.
Justin Bieber? Who's next? Selena Gomez?
Baby.
Rebecca Black? What's going on?
Paris Hilton is on Google Plus now.
So I hear.
Yeah.
If there is one app that's making serious waves and news, it's Instagram. Instagram is a lot like Twitter and Tumblr combined, but purely for sharing pictures. Download the app from iTunes and sign up. Once done, you're ready to go. Click a picture and you can choose from over a dozen filters to give your picture a retro and funky effect. Once done, share it with the world. Friends can follow you and receive your pictures on their feed. Like it and even comment on it. Instagram is free.
Are you obsessed with taking pictures? Someone who is constantly craving for the best image quality on your phone? If so, Camera Effect is a free photo app you must check out. Available for download from the Android marketplace, with Camera Effect you can enhance the basic camera functions your phone comes with and make your pictures seem like they're straight off a professional camera. The best thing about Camera Effect is the wide range of picture editing options it displays, from various color effects such as sepia, aqua and mono to about 7 different borders to frame your pictures in. This app covers it all. We say go download Camera Effect if you want to feel like you've always got a camera on you.
Image Blender is, well, a funky app that lets you blend two images. The app is available in iTunes and costs $1.99. This app makes image mixing a breeze. Choose two images that you wish to blend and click blend. Then you can choose from a range of funky effects to get some great pictures. And you're done.
Next up, if you're looking for a photo app that is really easy to use and can make your pictures look professional, download Vinate from the Android marketplace or from the Apple App Store. This app comes with various features such as normal that gives your pictures a generic film effect, Vinate to focus attention at the center of a frame, Porta which is used to flatten portrait images, and Velvia which adds to your pictures. With Vinate you can add up to 84 different effects and 59 frames to your pictures. Here is an app that has truly taken over the camera.
Hipstamatic is designed purely for the rebellious hipster in you. This is an app designed to bring back the look and feel of plastic toy cameras that you had as a kid. You can change the lenses, choose the virtual film, and then go on with the shooting. Lenses range from the retro John S. lens, the Jimmy lens, and films like the ENA 1969 and the Kodak Verichrome film. This fun app's on iTunes for $1.99.
Natasha, if anybody wants to subscribe to your 140 character Gyan, are you on Twitter?
Yes, I am.
And your handle is?
Radiant Bear. Radiant and Bear like the animal.
Radiant bare for whatever reason. Ask her why she's Radiant Bare. You can follow her on Twitter. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of this episode of Tech Toys. This, of course, was the photography special. A quick word of thanks to where we are right now. Gallery BNB, founded by artist, gallerist and curator Bose Krishnamachari, which features the works of artists like Manu Bini George that you can see around me right now.
Beautiful.
In South Mumbai. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, Facebook or YouTube, these are the handles and the addresses that you need to go to. And that brings us to the end of this episode of Tech Toys. Bye.
Very good.
See you next week.
Next week, I'm out of here.
You're out totally.
Natasha's in.
Next week onwards, you're out of here.
Thank you so much, Natasha. My God, I can't tell you what a relief it is.
It is a relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
Right.
who wants to work with them?
Right.